shot. Better watch out, cause the cops hot. We shoot shots if we see the eye. You can't ball if you ain't got no hustle. Bitch, I get my grind on, fuck the struggle.
What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Check it out. I'm talking Errol Spence. Yep, Errol Spence again. Let's talk about Errol Spence. For the love of sports, let's talk about it.
Yeah, the busy year. Shit happens, niggas want me to talk about it. They love gossip, want me to talk about it. It's all over the gram, so I'ma talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit crazy, niggas want me to talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit happens, niggas want me to talk about it. They love gossip, want me to talk about it. It's all over the gram, so I'ma talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit crazy, niggas want me to talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it. Shit happens, niggas want me to talk about it.
Alright, so guys, this is kind of a big topic. A lot going on concerning Errol Spence. But, to be perfectly honest, guys, I want you guys to take a look at this photo up here, okay? And just look at Spence's left side of his jaw. Let's forget about the so-called lacerations and all of this. Look at that guy's left side of the jaw. Okay, one thing that we know about Errol Spence is that he was extremely durable. He could take a punch. He had a good chin. In my opinion, right up there with the Danny Garcia and the Sean Porters of the 147-pound division. This guy had a good chin, which led to a lot of his success that he's had. When you take that chin away from Errol Spence, and guys, I'm a huge Spence fan. There's a lot of misnomers out here, and I have these haters coming on my channel talking about I'm a fake fan of Spence and all of this nonsense. But those guys are clearly Spence fanboys and groupies, and they don't like to admit, certain things that are true. When you take that durability away from a fighter who gets hit a lot, that changes the landscape of everything that he can do in that ring. And my thing is, when you look at that photo and you see the left side of his jaw, we have to realize something here, guys. We might not see the same Spence that we're accustomed to seeing. And even if he comes back, because I don't really care what Suleiman says. Suleiman's one of the biggest liars, deceivers, and corrupted presidents in the sport of boxing for any sanctioning body. So I'm not going to lean on what Suleiman said. Yeah, he brought out a medical report. I get that. But as far as Spence return, he has no idea. And as fans, we have no confirmation of that. So I am not at all confident that Spence will even return to the sport of boxing. And if he returns, just by the look of his face, the lacerations in that jaw, we have to understand something. We may never, ever see the same Spence that we've seen before. Okay, guys? And I'm really concerned about that because, again, I'm a huge Spence fan and I hope the best for him. I hope that he comes back the dog he was before and beat the hell out of everybody that had doubts in him. That's my man. That's what I hope to see from Spence. But being realistic and facing that kind of violent injury in a car crash, we don't know how his body was shaking around, if there's nerve damage, spinal damage, neck damage involved. And from the size of that jaw, do we know that he's going to have the same durability to take a punch the way he did before he got into that accident? These are the questions that we have about Spence. We also don't know if he'll even return. I just have an eerie feeling that for some reason the PBC is delaying the announcement that he will not return to boxing. Now, again, guys, that's pure speculation and just my opinion. That's no fact. That's just the way I feel. Sometimes you have a hunch about certain things, and I actually have a hunch about that. And I hope that I'm wrong. I really do hope that I'm terribly wrong, because I want to see Spence continue to strive for greatness, to achieve in this sport. No matter how many people don't like him or the way he's moving through the PBC, that's my guy, man. And I really like Errol Spence, and I'm not spitting any dirt on him. We just have to be realistic about getting ejected from a car at high speeds, hitting the concrete or whatever he hit with the enough force to knock the teeth out of your mouth. Guys, the teeth are connected to your skull, which is connected to the jawbone. So to take a violent hit like that, that's probably harder than any boxer's going to hit you, guys. This is a lot of pressure and impact on his jaw, his jawline, his jawbone, his skull. We don't know how his head was shaking around. You know how they say once a fighter's knocked out for the first time, sometimes he's never the same. Realize this, guys. I mean, I know you guys are fans of Spence the same way that I am, but this is a highly volatile situation. So we have to be realistic about this. And again, my prayers go out to Spence and his family and the success for Spence and his return to boxing. I hope all the best for this man. And I do believe that a lot of people that speak in the same fashion about Spence and what happens to him, no one wishes ill will on Spence. We don't hate Spence. I certainly am not a Spence hater and a huge fan at the same time. That makes no sense. The problem is that a lot of these Spence fanboys, groupies, are not willing to be realistic about this situation. So, much love and respect to Spence, and, prayers to him and his family. Let's all hope for a good return, but I only want to see Spence return at the top of his game. I don't want to see a partial Spence. And I don't think that any of the fighters that want to fight him, they don't want that excuse of not fighting the best Spence. So guys, hit that subscribe button for me and hit that bell icon so you know when I drop these videos. And hit that like on your way in or out. And for the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.
Shit happens, niggas want me to talk about it. They love gossip, want me to talk about it. It's all over the gram, so I'ma talk about it. You heard what happened? Niggas want me to talk about it.